Thank you so much for checking out Titan's Algo. This video, I'm going to be covering all of the different parameters and settings that you can possibly make within the algorithm. I'm going to go into greater detail of each of the different parameters within the classes that we have on Discord. But this is really just an overview of all the different things that you can change, so you can get a sense of how powerful this is in being able to help you create your own personal algorithm to trade whatever chart you want without having to know a stitch of code, and give you the backtest data to prove whether or not it's a good strategy. So, this is something that we've been working at for several months now, and it's coming together very beautifully, and we're even coming out with an MT4 and MT5 version as well to be able to do this. And then, the best part about this is that once you've got the parameters that you like and you've got a good tested strategy, you can start sending those trades to the live markets, either in a demo or real account automatically. So this is, we're really excited about it. So there are different modes. So as you're setting up, you want to be able to quickly see what is this algorithm doing. And so, right now, obviously by default, it's going to give us and display the data from the trades that the algorithm takes based on the parameters that you've given it. But you can change that and be like, hey, what just happens if it's just baseline 1? What does baseline 1 tell us is happening with the settings that we currently have? So you can double check your work to make sure that things are accurate as you're going along. And wherever there's, I've got my colors changed, of course, but wherever there's gray, that's my baseline 1 telling me I've got bearish confirmation. Where it's tan, that's where the algorithm for the baseline is saying, hey, that's I'm going to be only looking for bullish opportunities. And you can do that with every indicator or every parameter that you want. You can also see, how does the account track from here? What kind of profit am I getting per trade? And it shows you on a line. So it gives you a lot of power there. But I'm going to go into greater details within the videos in the Discord server, where I go through every single so use the description, click the link and join. It's free, and I'll show you how to set up your own trades. As I go through this, you're going to see settings for a winning algorithm. This algorithm is currently trading live for our clients that are copying. And so you can see these are the results of the historical data. This is the backtest screen. So you can see the historical data based on this strategy. What would it have done over the last 2 years or so? So as we're going through this, you're going to see the parameters and the indicators that I use to get this kind of a result, 677% over 2 years, which is pretty good. All right, so let's go through these settings. Colors, change the colors to whatever you want. Dashboard. The dashboard is what displays all of the data based on the parameters that you've given it. Here's what would have happened. If there's certain things that you don't want to see, you can just click the checkbox and it'll turn that off. So it's not, you don't have to see what you don't want to see. Backtest setup. So right now it's in backtesting mode. You can also switch it to forward testing mode, which then says clean slate from here on out. Now we're recording our results. Backtesting says on these parameters, what would have happened in the past. Forward testing, it says based on these parameters, how are we doing now? And you can also say, I'm going to combine the two of them together. Account balance, this one is kind of unique here. If you put in 100, it just automatically calculates it by percentage. But you can go ahead and you can put in like a dollar figure if you want, and then have the algorithm calculate, not based on percentage, but rather in dollar value, what happens to your account as time goes through. You can change the time frame that you're testing. We can change the trade set up. How much are you risking? What's the spread at your broker? How much commission is there at your broker? How much do you want to take profit at take profit 1? Do you want to take more than 50%? Maybe you want to do that, figure that one out as well. ATR length. when we're using ATR to determine how far things are, like our stop loss and our take profits, what ATR period are we referring to? And then here you can put in all of these different ones. Again, all of these parameters and granular details about those parameters are found in the Discord server. Click the link in the description and you'll be taken there right away and you can start learning. Outputs, enable exponential risk. So as the trade, if you're on a good winning streak, you may desire, depending on your risk tolerance, you may want to increase that risk. If you're on a winning streak, get as much as you can out of that market. But the most important thing about this, might not always want to do that. The most important thing about this is that you can test it to see whether or not that actually makes you more money or not. And what kind of streak? Like, how do we define these streaks? Are we going to allow one loss in a streak, or is it going to be strict and be like, nope, there's a loss, that's the end of the streak right there. You can figure out, if there's a reversal confirmation, what do you want to do? What do we tell the algorithm to do? Every detail that we can come up with, we like to have a parameter that you can adjust. Entries, so these are the actual parameters that you have governing your algorithm. And there's the on and off. That's what the checkboxes are for. You can also take those same parameters and say, I want to include those within my continuation strategy. So if I've got a good trend happening, what constitutes a continuation trade? Not just a regular old entry, but if I'm in the same direction, what would I need to take? What would need to be in place for me to enter back into the market? If you have a pullback, that doesn't mean that the trend is over. So what's the criteria for your continuation? Next, baselines. These are the actual, so here we go. I'm using baseline 1 as an entry, as a criteria for entry. Now, what does baseline mean? So then you can go ahead and pick from all the different moving averages that we have in here. You can change all of the parameters of your baseline 1 to fit this chart however you see fit. Baseline 2, baseline 3, same thing. WAE, great volume indicator. It's huge, makes a massive difference to your strategy. We can also change the expiration on all of these as well. So if we get a confirmation, how many bars are we willing to tolerate before it's no longer good time to enter? Like, that's how powerful we wanted this to be. And we've got Fibelius there, our brilliant programmer. He made it happen. Highs and lows. You can change the definition of what you call a high and a low. This is the power behind this. Some people like to see 2 bars. Some people like to see 3 bars as a high and a low. Some people just say, nah, you know what, screw it. I just want 1 bar to the left or to the right, saying, now I have a high. So, it's totally up to you, however you want to set that up. Absolute strength, great indicator for timing. Consolidation breakout tool that's there. So if you're in consolidation, filter out those trades. You do not want to be caught in a position where you're fighting against ranging markets. QQE, I use that primarily for exits, but you can use it and change the RSI length on that. And then you got your trend magic exits. So there you go. Those are all the settings that we currently have within the algorithm. Again, thank you so much for checking it out. We're really excited about this tool. I mean, we've known for a long time that it's one thing to be a really good trader and it's another thing to be a really good programmer. I'm not a very good programmer. I like programming, but I just don't have the patience to learn all that code. And so I can think like a programmer and then partner up with a programmer to help me have a tool that allows me to program an algorithm for trading specifically. And so if this is something of interest to you, we don't sell this out of the box. Like, we don't sell this anywhere. You can't just buy it. You have to learn how to use it before you subscribe to it. And so again, that's why I'm saying, come and join the Discord classes. We've got live sessions. We've got tons of videos in there, so you can learn about all these different indicators, what they do. I go through the parameters and we tweak dials, and you can see on the charts how it affects your trading strategy and whether or not you're successful. And by taking those visuals, then you can turn around and be like, I'm going to take these parameters and now plug them into my algorithm to actually start doing some automatic trading and make my back testing process incredibly fast. So again, thank you so much, everybody. I look forward to seeing you on the other side.